Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to take a look at a lovely trade that's unfolding on the 3-minute ES at the moment. But as usual, we start with our risk disclaimer and just remind you that all examples in these videos should be considered as hypothetical. No trades are actually taken, they're just shown for illustration and training purposes only. Remind you there's a risk of loss in trading and investing. Put another way, all professional traders know and understand, but more importantly accept that losses can and will and do unfold. Right, what I want to look at are these setups unfolding here on this 3-minute chart of the ES. This is a 24/7 chart, the 24-hour session chart. For those of you who are new to MTPredictor, we don't take all our automatic setups as if it's a black box system. We don't do that because we know and understand that markets are random about 50% of the time. In other words, we're only looking to trade when there's a clear picture on the higher time frame. So how do we do this? Well, the higher time frame is a time frame between 3 and 5 time frames higher. So on a 3-minute chart, it would be the 15-minute chart. If you're, say, looking at a daily chart, it would be the weekly. So if you're, say, trading Forex on a 4-hourly chart, it'd probably be the daily chart. Just going to take this chart back in time a bit, and I want to show you what we do. We place our DPs on our chart, and as you can see, they're on there in advance. So can you see we had a previous pivot right back here? That's the last major high. So I right mouse click over this, I do decision point. Can you see how it gave you an area of resistance? But more importantly, that resistance is on the chart before the market even gets there. So in other words, it's preparing you in advance for a potential resistance area. If I turn trading mode off, can you see what happened? The market went up into that level and then reversed at that level. In other words, the market did what we anticipated. When it's doing what we anticipate, we deem that the picture's clear. So when this happens on the higher time frame chart, we then come down to the shorter time frame, and as you can see, there's our reversal. We then deem that the picture's clear, and then we look for trade setups in the new trend direction. We look for our MTP trend color to agree with this, and here you can see it was blue as the market was going up, black for as the market was making a reversal, and then turned red to indicate the large blue trend was down. So therefore you'll be looking for sell setups. The first sell setup we had here, which was a TS1 sell, the market took you into a short trade, it then retraced back up and it would have just stopped you out. Remember what I said at the start of the video, losses can and will and do unfold. And this is an important thing to know and understand, that you always will get losing trades no matter what trading approach you take. But because we use position sizing, we normally risk 2% on a sample $20,000 account. This would mean going short 2 contracts on this particular setup. It means that the loss would be -1R, or 1 risk unit. We then had a TS3 sell setup here. We right mouse click, do analysis. In this case, can you see the difference? When the market got down to the first target, the profit would have been 4R, or 4 times the initial risk. But for you guys who are a bit more experienced, what you can do is go back to the 15-minute chart. You can then project in advance again. I'll just take the chart back a bit to here somewhere. This is the last swing into the high. So this would be the last intermediate low. So you right mouse click, do decision point. Can you see how again that's giving you an area, this time support, but in advance again, before the market even gets there. If we turn trading mode off, we can see what the market did. It indeed went down to that level. So when you're on the 3-minute chart and on this particular trade here, rather than looking to come out at this target, you can then look to come out at the higher time frame, which was down here somewhere. This also coincides with the typical wave 3 WPT, which also is a good area for potential target, because if this is a major high, this would be the initial correction, or the initial move off the high would be wave 1. The initial correction here would be a wave 2. We then look to trade the wave 3. If I quickly go down to a 2-minute chart, I thought that might have been a wave 3 setup there, but it wasn't. So on the 3-minute chart, this is what we look to do. We look to come down here to extend your target down to the higher time frame support. So you can see what we did. We used the higher time frame support as your target, and that would have increased your profit to approximately 9.5 or 9.5 times your initial risk. In other words, 9.5R. So can you see now how important it is to have trade setups where the loss, and we saw the loss here, would have been kept small at just -1R, But when the profits come through, the profits are large, in this case 9.5 times the initial risk. So hopefully this has been a good example of an MTPredictor trade setup that's literally just been unfolding at the moment on a 3-minute chart of the ES with a 15-minute for the larger degree trend.